This is Mount Jefferson. He's sitting down. See his knees in front of us? His head's in the clouds. And they got a big snowfield above his left knee. Adams, second highest one in the middle. Notice the distinct tree line on Adams, you guys. Are you familiar with that term, tree line? Where trees can't grow anymore because of the bad weather. Also, no soil, right? Old mountains. You can't sink roots into that. So the average tree line in the world, like the Himalayas and the Rockies and the Pyrenees and all those mountains, 10,000 feet. Here in New Hampshire, New England, that's the lowest tree line in the world. You guys, we're gonna be in the Alpine zone at 4,800 feet. So down there is called the Great Gulf. It was created by a 3-mile glacier that melted away. So it's brand new. It's only 20,000 years old, right? Those mountains are 350 million years old. Now look at these trees. See that tree right in front of us right there? No branches on one side? Yeah. That tree right there is 100 years old. That same tree would be, like in Denver, Colorado, in the Rockies, it'd be a 60-footer. But look at all these trees all beat up. That's from that big northwest wind coming in. It's called flagging, and it's creating what we call the Krummholz zone. Krummholz, with a K, is an Austrian word from the Alps. It means crooked tree or a crooked stick, right? And this is zone number 3 going up Mount Washington, the Krummholz. All evergreen trees with shallow roots to hug that shallow surface, and they grow together on purpose so that they could withstand the big wind and ice and snow in the wintertime, right? So take a good look around. Remember that big, beautiful northern hardwood forest? Well, look up there. There's the Alpine zone. And I smell a car burning up as he's trying to race up here, right? So look at that, all right, you guys. That ridge is part of Mount Washington, but those are 3 of the northern presidentials. Geez, I think I just saw a snowflake. So you guys, things will really change for us as we head on up here. This is what makes this trip so unique. There's some places you can drive up into the Krummholz zone, but we're gonna get above that into the Alpine zone. That's the lowest Alpine zone on the planet. You don't have to go to Iceland, you don't have to climb the Rockies at 10,000 or the Alps. Here it is, you could drive there in New Hampshire. So it's a unique place. Winter cutoff. In the winter we come up here with our snow coaches, right? It's got big tracks, and we only make it up to here. We don't go above tree line in the winter because the wind is so strong, it makes big snow banks. And I can't be driving a Taurus up and over the snow banks with our snow coaches. And here's our groomer. This is for our cross-country ski trails down below, but we also use it to clean up our road. So we're just getting the road cleaned up now, a couple weeks ago. Here comes Nat, he's our road crew guy. We own the roads, we do a check every morning. Sometimes we get to be the first ones up, but today there was Nat. He's been doing this for 45 years. Take a look to the left, you guys. There's a row of 4,000 footers I was talking about. Carter Mariah Range. And you can see our lodge down below where we started. Everybody good? Right on.
There's a running something.
There is. We do that yearly. That's going to happen in June. 1,500 runners. Yeah.
How many miles?
It's 8 miles and 7.9 to the top. No, we give them a ride down. Same thing with the bicycle race. Yeah, I'm going to talk about some of the events and stuff on the way down. We do that yearly. It's a great event. 1,500 runners running up this thing. Elite athletes. The guy that won it last year did it in just over an hour.
Wow.
This is a steep road too.
They just snow plow this thing?
We do not snow plow this thing. We drive on top of the snow. That's a great question, sir. We are on top of the snow. And you'll see we still got a snowbank around the next corner. That's pretty high. But a couple of weeks ago, I was bringing people up here, and it was a 20-foot snowbank around the next corner.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that car is driving snow here? Or
No. Only we come up in the snow with our
special car, huh?
modified tracked vehicles.
I see.
Yeah. There's always somebody that wants to try that 4-wheel drive to come up here in a 4-foot snow bank. And I'm like, buddy, turn that RAV4 around.
Oh my.
Look at those clouds right in front of us. That's localized weather right here, right now. That's not on your phone anywhere. We got like a 6-mile bubble of weather over the whites. can look to the left and really see the distinct line. That's looking towards the Atlantic Ocean, Portland, Maine's out there. Wildcat skier, you guys. 4,062 feet. So we're higher than Wildcat now. To the right, we're going to talk about some of this stuff. So really nice geological features here. Shows how mountains are formed. Look to the left, there's Tuckerman Ravine, left wall. It's a big, big bowl. And this other ravine here, the left wall, that one's called Huntington. Really scary place. That's where they do the ice climbing and all that. It looks like the summit's in the clouds. We're gonna be in it. These guys go to the top in the summertime, the OBS Cats, and we get the state park one here to the right. Big, big tracks and plows. They can plow their way. On a good day, they come up here in an hour and a half. Last snowstorm, it took them 6 hours. They got to swap crews. Look how high the snowbank is. You guys, it was 10 feet higher. You can see the strips of the plow as he was going back and forth, bringing it down, right?
Holy moly.
And looking to the right, there's Berlin, an old mill town I grew up in. I got somebody right on my tail. I'm going to let them pass up here in a minute. These guys are probably skiing. A lot of people, in springtime, they drive up there and park on the side of the road at some snowfields. They'll hike in with their skis and they'll ski the snowfields. And I'm sure this guy on my tail wants to do just that. The yellow line in the middle is the line. Upbound traffic, downbound traffic. All right, we're at 5,000 feet. Now, New Hampshire, there's only 5,000 footers. All right, you guys, take a good look down to the right. You can see the winding road that we just took up, right? 99 turns. I love Mount Jefferson with the two knees. See that patch of snow above Jefferson's left knee? That big patch? That's the last one to melt in the summertime. Last summer, it melted July 10th.
Wow,
Look at the
July
left, you guys.
10?
Yeah, New
Holy
Hampshire.
moly.
Now look at to the left. They call it the rock pile. You can't sink roots in that, right? Also, hiking Mount Washington. If you get lost up in there, that's not a walk in the woods. That's a scramble of ancient rocks. So really, really difficult hiking, especially if you're in the clouds. And you're gonna see that in a few minutes here, how difficult it can be to hike this mountain. We can't even see the top of Mount Jefferson or these guys. Adams is higher than Jefferson, but it's not in the clouds. That means the weather's coming in from the northwest, of course, like always. Not always, but most of the time. And look at the Krumholtz trees getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Eventually they'll disappear. Everybody good? You know, people usually dismiss the Krumholtz, just kind of drive through it to get to the Alpine. But this Krumholtz zone is really fascinating. It's kind of like way up in Labrador, Canada, or up in the Arctic Circle. It's a fascinating terrain. And these forests are vibrant. They look beat up, but it's a tough, hardy forest. All right, look to the left. We're at 6 miles. There's 8 miles. Now here's another one of our weather stations. And I'm also going to point out, this is a trailhead here.
That's absolutely amazing.
It's
the coloration too.
I love it. I love it.
Holy
Always
moly.
changes. Look at these piles of rocks as you go on up. Notice it going up to the ridge on the right over there? Those are called cairns, right? You guys familiar with that? Yeah. Trail markers, they're over here, they're maintained by the Appalachian Mountain Club. That's the trail marker. If you're lost in the clouds, you're going from trailhead to, from cairn to cairn to cairn. They call them lifeline above the tree line. And you can see why right there, right? 6 trails going up Mount Washington. All over the whites, cairns are lifesavers. They tell you, and a lot of people are like making their own, don't do that. You might lead people astray off the trail. So only well-maintained and marked cairns.
How many huskies a year on this one?
Oh, I don't know how many a year. Some years more than others. Weekly for sure. In the summertime, a couple of days sometimes. You know, a lot of it's just people getting hurt, spraining an ankle. Like I said, 350,000 tourists a year. I mean, we're not Yellowstone, but it's a pretty good number. And out of that big group, there's always somebody not prepared or unlucky, you know. But even if you are a prepared, experienced hiker, this could be a dangerous place.
Really?
Absolutely. If you get wet, you can get hypothermia, and it only takes your body minutes to shut down.
So I can come here in December?
Sure thing, buddy. You don't want to ride down with us, though. All right, we're going to take a left here. Now, here's a hairpin. This is one of the reasons we don't let limousines and RVs and stuff. You'll ground out. To the right, remember I told you about the Grand Hotel up there? Well, to the right here, in 1904, they brought a herd of cattle. And they figured, hey, we'll put some cows there. It'll be perfect for the hotel guests, you know, milk and cheese and meat. Anyway, the cows, every chance they got, they'd get on the road and start walking back down. So that lasted a week. We still call this cow pasture today. But you guys, take a good look. We are now in the Alpine Zone. This is zone number 4 going up Mount Washington, just like you're in Iceland or way up there in the Alps, above tree line, Alpine Zone. Zone number 4 going up Mount Washington.
So the temperatures start to change, right?
Everything does. Usually the winds up here really strong. Now, I told you there's some unique things about Mount Washington. So remember the Great Gulf? I talked about the glacier. Well, that ice age came down, right? All those glaciers came down from the North Pole, that last ice age. When they came down, they brought with them plants and flowers, right? Well, when those glaciers receded and the ice age melted away, those plants and botanical life stayed here on Mount Washington. It's the same exact terrain as up in the Arctic Circle, up in the North Pole. So we've got 40 species of plants that only grow here and up in the Arctic Circle. So really, really unique, special place. And up here, there's a trail to the left that goes down to what we call the Alpine Garden.